Hello, welcome to another Friday artwork video. So I've jumped ahead a little bit here. It doesn't really synchronise too much with the other Magic the Gathering videos I've put out this week. But I figured this is a good opportunity to flip through a deck that I'd previously unboxed on the channel, and I'll include a link to the unboxing, as I've been doing with the previous Friday artwork videos where I've been featuring some of my decks. I'll go through so you can see the whole card, and then I'll go through for just the like single copies of things for the zoomed in artwork. So let's open this up. This is the Rituals of Rebirth Planar Chaos deck. It's a 3-colour deck. But I figured that it did have a graveyard theme to it, so that would fit in with the sort of stuff we've been talking about in the set musings episodes, or sorry, deck musings episodes, because we're in a period in Magic where there's lots of graveyardy shenanigans going on. So as was the case at this point in Magic, you got like a random bonus foil land there. Let's go through this. So we have a single Teneb the Harvester. We have Jedit, Ogenin of Rava is the other rare. And you'll notice there's a number of time shifted cards in here, because this was this period where they were playing around. So with the Planar Chaos, this being a Planar Chaos deck, you'll notice a couple of different time shifted cards from the block. So this style one, which were, you know, like a throwback to earlier cards. So we got Singir Autocrat, also a Twisted Abomination. But then you have these as well, which were colour shifted cards. So got a Bog Servant, back to the regular cards, Dread Return. And you can see we've got multiple copies of that, 3 in fact. And we have Phantasmagorian. And multiples of that, it's actually 3. Another throwback card, Wall of Roots. Also a Spike Feeder. And then one of these colour shifted cards, Essence Warden. You notice with this one it's really easy to see the difference in the borders on this. And a couple of those. And then also a Failure Seer as well. And multiple copies of those 3. Also a Harmonise as well, colour shifted. 2 and 2 green, draw 3 cards. I think you can guess what that's a colour shift of. We got Green Seeker, so back to the regular borders. And there's a couple of those. An Evolution Charm. And 3 copies of those. So with this deck we're seeing a lot more multiple copies than maybe we've seen in the past with other theme decks. A couple of Search for Tomorrows. A Havenwood Worm. We've got a Resurrection. A Rebuff the Wicked. There's a couple of those. There's a Catian Crier. Jetted Dragoons. A couple of those. Terramorphic Expanse. This was, I think this is the first time this was printed actually. At least the set it came from, which would have been, what was it, Time Spiral? We have two of those. And then the land comes from the main set, which is the Time Spiral set, or the first set of the block. And let's have a look. Nice artwork. See how many pieces we have. So we're on to our third. So we're on to our fourth. And then the forests. There's another piece of artwork. Be nice when we get up and nice and close actually. Yep. Nice to see 4 pieces of artwork. And then the planes. Looks like we've got slightly less planes here than the rest of the colours, but I'm sure we're going to get to see all 4 pieces of artwork. Yep. Very nice. And also they were printing these as well. I can't remember when these kicked in, but these were these stats cards to do with the Pro Tour. Okay, so let's get in nice and close for Teneb and other cards. It is interesting how they, that change to the border on the colour shifted cards. Really just making it the area sort of around. You can see if you compare the regular card. So just making that area here and here darker. But it makes the artwork pop in a quite different way. An old school card. Colour shifted. I find these, some of these colour shifted cards are a great benefit to, Commander EDH players, if you like playing like monocolour commanders, and they give you access to certain types of spell that you wouldn't normally see in those colours. For instance, card draw in green, or there'd be some twist to get it. But, Again, it's another one where I'm not sure, how big an impact the colour shifted stuff had on, say, Eternal formats going forward. I always find this period of deck and also the Ice Age, not Ice Age, what am I saying? The Cold Snap era theme decks to be really interesting because of the inclusion of, cards with different, throwback cards, so different artwork, maybe different frames, that sort of thing. So these are always fun to look at and bring a big smile to my face. Okay, save the best till last. Oh, there's some interesting things when you get up close with this stuff. Look. Nice and gnarly. Just how I like my swamps. Another forest artwork here. It is always interesting when you get up, I find when you get up real close to basic land artwork particularly, obviously there's stuff that you didn't notice before, but then there's stuff that looks like other stuff. It just you can sort of see patterns in there which maybe aren't creatures, but nonetheless that sort of mechanism in your brain starts getting you seeing things like heads of creatures and various other things that may or may not actually be there. trying to remember if the other two colours of mana were just as gnarly. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Don't forget, you know, I do have some packs and tournament packs as well, boosters and tournaments from around this period that I've opened up on the channel quite a while ago. So I'll actually include some links to that around this period as well in the description, so you can check those out where I've actually opened some physical cards. And the nice thing as well, once I get up to, I suppose it would be around 8th edition, in terms of the time scale when we're going through with all the parallel stuff at the moment with the episodes for deck musings. I've then got quite a bit of product that I've opened previously, which we can do some close-up artwork for. So yeah, anything 8th edition onwards, back up to where I sort of started, which I think was around about Lorwyn era in terms of the Friday artwork video. We'll be able to get back on track with that, and of course we'll pass back through this particular set as well. So there are lots of interesting things in the future for Friday artwork. One thing I didn't show you actually, we'll just finish off with, is the insert. I've got the insert. So, I mean, at this point, you know, it's these fold out inserts, nothing like the nice booklet we store in the Urza era stuff. So, you know, a bit about the Planar Chaos story. We've got the time shifted cards. Oops, running out of room here. Vanishing, rescue creatures, extortion spells, which is interesting. They mention extortion at this point. So meant slightly different thing, type thing. Being a bit unruly. And then, so what this did on this particular insert is it actually listed all of the decks that are in the set. So you've got the Endless March deck, the Rituals of Rebirth deck, which is this one. There was a Exidor's Legacy deck and an Unraveling Mind deck, and they all have their corresponding deck lists. Very cool. Nice set of decks. It's a shame I didn't track down more at the time, but probably this was the easiest to get hold of. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.